Hi, I'm Brian, and today we're going to be talking about 7-inch singles, those 7-inch discs of golden wax, if they're gold. If they're not, they're black wax, which is a beautiful piece of assonance, but so what? Those discs of wax that we love to have in our collection, but how often do we play them? I tend to play mine a lot, but then again, I don't have too many, which makes a response to this thread put together by Chris from Record Talk, who's celebrating 4 years in the VC and YouTube. Good on you, Chris, and thanks for putting this together. I've just passed my first year, and that seems like so long ago. So maybe we have many more years together. Anyway, this is in response to Chris, and Chris has come up with 7 prompts, and we're going to produce 7 inches, and we're going to do it all in under around 7 minutes. Might be a bit tough for me. I tend to go off at the mouth. Anyway, let's get to it. It's too tough, pop. And let's start it off with showing a cool picture sleeve. Now I'm going with Madonna, and I'm going with Justify My Love. And I think she looks incredibly cool on here as the iconoclast that she is. I mean, I don't know that there were many more important artists in the 20th century than Madonna. She broke down barriers, and others are still standing on her shoulders. This is on the Sire label, and it came out in, whoops, there we go, 1990. And I love the idea that it's Madonna. Is Madonna justifying her love for us, or are we needing to justify our love for Madonna? She was in a golden run at this point in time, and I'm much more of a singles person when it comes to Madonna, but total respect to her. I think she's quite incredible. Next up is to show a cool company sleeve, and I'm going to show this one, which is Albatross and Need Your Love So Bad by Fleetwood Mac. This came out in 1972, although I think the originals came out in 1968. And why is it such a uncool company sleeve? And that's because on the back you get a company sleeve. Isn't that just the height of record company disrespect for their artists? Anyway, it does have those great songs on it. What do we got? Upside Down? No, we've got Albatross there. And Albatross is such a beautiful floating song. Anybody who's ever picked up a guitar has tried to learn how to play it. I know I certainly have. So if I've experienced it, maybe everybody else in the world has as well. And Need Your Love So Bad always gives me this idea of a couple on a honeymoon who've had an argument, and the bride catches the last plane off the honeymoon island, and the groom stuck there with a cocktail and an umbrella stick going, I need your love so bad. Anyway, the authenticity, Peter Green in his voice and his guitar is so amazing. Enough said there. Let's go on to show a 7-inch record with a large hole, because we needed the large hole in Australia because we're only used to the small hole. And I've gone for this 1970 release. Originally, these songs came out in 1967 on Serialistic Pillow by Jefferson Airplane, and it's She Has Funny Cars, and backed with Plastic Fantastic Lover. And there's the hole. Not much to see there, except it's on the RCA label. And it's a great song. I mean, She Has Funny Cars was co-written by Yorma and Marty, and Plastic Fantastic Lover by Marty. And I love Yorma's solo, that little guitar run he does in the middle of Plastic Fantastic Lover. Just so good. Truly demented. Now, let's move on to show a coloured 7-inch record. I'm going to show this Australian band from 2020. This is the Sunfruits, and the album is Mushroom. The song is Mushroom Kingdom, and it's backed with Bonsoi, which is all about it's an ode to soy milk and how he loves to have it. They love to have it in their coffee. Anyway, this is a really funky band, and this is a really funky single too, because we've got a gatefold here. We pull out the single, and there it is on a beautiful red label. Fantastic. This band and this song particularly, is so groovy. It's 60s groove, and it's absolutely fantastic. It's even got a spoken interlude, and I love them. And this is from Zoe Fox. Wonderful stuff. Reminds me a lot of Fish. It's got that jam band mentality to it as well. Moving right along, we've got to show a record with parallel lines. Now, I think my collection's a bit limited here. And so what I thought I might have had was Heart of Glass by Blondie, because that was on parallel lines. I know, it would have been clever, but I don't have it. So I pulled out this one, which is Crosby, Stills, Nash & Young, and it's Ohio and Find the Cost of Freedom. And there we've got those parallel lines. But if that's not good enough for us, and maybe it's not, I decided to cheat and go with Julian Cope's Sunspot EP. And I'll always pick up anything from Julian Cope. He's an absolute genius. Anyway, you open it up. It's a gatefold EP sleeve. How good does that look? Sensational. And then you got to reach in here to get one of the singles out. And here we go. Sunspots, there it is. And you can just make out the parallel lines. Or can you? I don't know if you can. Yeah, they're indented there and there. Anyway, I'm in love with my very best friend, Neo. It goes away. And we have a recorder solo in there. My God, things that Julian Cope cannot do are so limited. Anyway, let's move on. Show a record. I've completely botched this 7 minutes, but still, show a record. It gets worse. Show a record with a cool artwork or design on the label. I am going for Clowns Smiling Backward. And this is their song Sad, which is this brilliant slice of grunge psychedelia guitar work out. It's amazing. You can catch it on YouTube. And it came out in 1990, and I think they're a Melbourne band. But wait, before we get into this, I'm not really showing you this at all. It also comes with a flyer for the band. Whoops. A flyer for the label. What else does it come with? Here we go. A set of, get out of there. A set of tattoos. Yeah. Just put those on your arm. And if we didn't have enough before we get to the actual album, we have a poster of the band of Clowns Smiling Backwards. And there it is. Unbelievable. Yeah. Okay. And then we get to the single itself. And there is the art. There's the artwork, which is really cool. And if we want to tick another box, we've got a small hole and we've got purple vinyl as well. I mean, that's amazing. And the good thing is the song Clowns Smiling Backward, Sad, is incredibly psychedelic, incredibly grungy, and just a mind bender. Let's get on to the last one. Show a record that you got cheap that is valuable to you. Well, I'm going to go with Computer Games by My Sex, which came out in 1979, and I was 14, and this just blew my mind in terms of the groove of it, but of course, more importantly, that link to sci-fi and computers. Get the lyrics all down here, and it's out on the, here it is over here. It's on the CBS label. Nothing exciting about that, I suppose, but still, great groove, great guitar, great synth riff, and great vocals. And yeah, just opened my eyes completely to the new wave. Saw it cheap one day, picked it up, and so glad I did. Anyway, that's it from me for today. And remember, if music of any size, shape, substance, or style gives you pleasure, then who am I to argue with your opinion? There are videos on the screen right now. Why don't you watch them? Thanks, Chris. Thanks, Chris. I really appreciate it. And for the what do I finish with? Stay cool, be well, and bye now.